Hello everyone. Today we are going to look at how to create AI powered 3D character animation using various AI applications and finally putting it together and rendering it in Blender. So this particular project I used Chat GPT to create the image for the character, and then I took that image into Hyper 3D to convert the image into a 3D object, and that 3D object was then taken into mixamo to put a character rig into it and bring the animation. Then I used sketchfab to find a car and an environment that I liked, and then I used Blender to put it all together and render this animation. So we're going to look at how to create 3D character animation without having actual character animation process knowledge. So without knowing how to model, texture map, how to rig, and how to animate, we are going to create this all using AI. The only aspect that will need a little bit creativity and application is at the end when we add environment, camera, and lighting to create the rendering. So the first step is Chat GPT. So as you can see, I started here where I said create an image of Fido Dido like character. So the prompt was I want to create something which is similar to Fido Dido. This was a character in the 90s that 7up used for marketing campaign. And I want a 3D image because then Hyper 3D understands 3D image better because then it has shadows and lights and highlights. So it can recognize what would be behind it and you get a better result. So when I did that, this looked pretty good, but the problem was that I wanted a T-pose. So I said, give me a T-pose, and when I got a T-pose, then the pants and T-shirts were very baggy, so it would be a problem to animate this in mixamo. So I tried to prompt, this image was not generated, so this image was generated. Then I said the first image was better, but create a T-pose. So I got a T-pose, but the sleeves and the pants were too loose for mixamo to understand. So I said made the character skinny and t-shirt sleeves tight and the arms. And then finally I got this. So this is what I used. I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use this one because it gives a better profile of the eye. So then in Photoshop, I cropped this. You can use any software to crop this. So you download this image. So I downloaded the image in on a folder, then I cropped it to this object, this image. All right. So this is what we should get from ChatGPT. The next step is to go to Hyper 3D and hyper3d.ai. You have to log in, of course, and then there is Rodin, where you input your 3D object, the image, and you say generate, and it's going to calculate and generate the 3D object. Now this is what is fantastic about this program. It's going to convert a 3D an image into a 3D object. So because I'd already done that, I got this. Okay, so I'm happy with this the way it came out, so I'm just going to say confirm. Okay, and it's going to generate the 3D object, and then later on it is going to ask, you can see it is grayscale, so it is later going to ask you to generate texture, right? So generate materials, and then you say generate, and it's going to generate the material, and then you can download it with the shaded or PBR material and the objects. All right. So now it's doing this. It took its own sweet time, and then when I downloaded it, I got I think it went in downloads. I didn't copy it back here. I got this base 3D object. All right. So once you get that, I'm going to close this and this because we are done. Then you upload your character. Shaded base, this one. In Mixamo, so you have to log into Mixamo. You import the character. Alright, so the character is imported. We go next. Then we select the chin. We select the wrist. Now the right wrist is our right here. The elbow is this elbow. The knee is this knee. And the groin is this groin. Okay, and then you say next. And it's going to create the rig for you. So we have not done any 3D modeling, we have not done any texture mapping, but we have a character which is texture mapped. And now we are going to get a rig and animation in Mixamo. Okay, you can see that my character is ready. I can download this, so I'll go next. Then I went to superhero pose and found I used one of these. I think I used this one. Okay. And then you say download. And then when you download it, you get the butterfly twirl animation. So from here on, we go to Blender. Okay, so I don't need this. I go to File, Import. It makes a FBX file. So you go and then you bring butterfly twirl. And it is very tiny. You can see 0.01. So I'll make it 2. So we are about 1.8 meters. So that's fine. And then the texture map, you select the character, go to materials, add a new material, click on the base color here, this yellow dot, and go to image texture, open, go to desktop, 3D character, and shaded. This is the texture for the character, and you can see that the character is ready. You can hide the armature. So now you can see that you have a 3D character in Blender which is animated. Alright, now we need to set up a camera. So you go to camera, select the camera, go to view, camera to view. You select how you want the character to look in the beginning. So I use like a full screenshot like this, and then after 90 frames. So what we can do is we can turn the keyframe on and then make some changes. So it creates a keyframe, and then we'll go to 90, and then we'll bring the character again full screen, and then it creates a keyframe. So you get this animation. Now we want something in the background. Don't forget to turn this off so we don't animate anything. Add mesh plane. So this will be our character on the ground. Alright, and then I went to sketchfab and search for downloadable, and you can search for anything. You can category, you can go to art and abstract, and then I use this one, Che. I downloaded this model. You can see you can click 3D download, and then you can select Blender file. So I selected the Blender file, and then you go to Blender and then go to File. And what will happen is, let us see what happens. Go to File, Append. Once you download the file, go to 3D character and go to source, shaded. Where is our final blend? So I went to append, final blend, not final. Maybe it is in downloads. Nope. I didn't save it properly, I think, but well, I'll save final blend. And by the way, I think I saved it somewhere, shaded. This is from, let me rename this better. This was from Hyper 3D. What is this? Sketchfab. So let me name this Sketchfab. But this is exactly what we want. Sketchfab object. So we will go back, file, append, desktop, Sketchfab, Sketchfab file. Oh, I think this is the one that I did not use. This is something else. I should be deleting this. These are the textures for that other one. So let us download it again just to make sure that we are doing it the right thing. We'll go to download 3D model, download the Blender file, and it is downloading here. So I tell my students to make sure that they do things right, and then I myself didn't do the things right. So double click on Che and then make sure what is there. So there is source and then there's just Che. So okay. So Control X. There are textures, so better to select both this. Control X, desktop, Control V, and this I will rename as sketchfab scene, and I will rename this sketchfab textures. Then I'll go to file, append, desktop, sketchfab scene, mesh, select all this and append it. File, append, or we'll go to file, open, don't save, sketchfab scene, open Blender again, file, open, sketchfab scene, and it is cracked. Why is it crashing? It's not working. Let me open the final scene. So you can see here, I downloaded this car, I downloaded this character. Then I created this map. It has like a green to blue gradient. And then I added one top light, one light from the side. You can see that the animation, camera animation. Then I used environment light and went to cycles, and we rendered the animation to get the output. So that's the process where you don't do any modeling, just import, click, create, and render the animations. What do you think? If you can create something similar, share the link in the comment section so I can look at what you are able to generate. Thank you.